Hey Stoic friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about something most people will never understand. Presence. The kind that doesn't just turn heads, it shifts the entire atmosphere when you walk into a room. You ever see a man who doesn't need to say a word, yet somehow he commands respect? He doesn't perform, he doesn't chase approval. He doesn't wear his worth on his sleeve, screaming for the world to notice him, and yet they do. Why? Because real power is felt, not flaunted. It's not in empty words, it's not in arrogance, it's in something deeper, something primal. It's in the stillness of a man who knows himself, a man who carries an unshakable presence, forged through discipline, silence, and complete control over his emotions. That's what makes you silently attractive. That's what makes people feel your presence before they even hear your voice. And here's the brutal truth. Most men will never have this. They're too loud, too desperate, too eager to be seen instead of felt. They overcompensate. They shout when they should stand still. They chase when they should let the world come to them. But not you. You're here because you want something different. You don't want to blend in. You don't want to be another forgettable face in a crowd of men trying too hard. You want to carry yourself like a man who owns himself. A man who doesn't need attention because his very presence speaks louder than words. A man who walks into any room, any situation, and people just know. That's the essence of Stoicism. Restraint, composure, power in silence. And today I'm going to show you 10 habits that will make you silently attractive. No tricks, no gimmicks, no fake confidence. Just raw, undeniable presence that commands respect without a single word. If that's what you're here for, stay with me till the end. And while you're here, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let's make this real. Number 1. Master the art of stillness. Most men are restless. They can't sit in silence for more than a moment. They fidget, check their phones, crack their knuckles, fill every second with useless motion because stillness terrifies them. They mistake movement for progress, noise for importance, reaction for control. But the man who can sit still, unshaken, unbothered, unreadable, commands respect without saying a word. Ever seen a man who just sits there, calm as stone, eyes like iron, while the world around him unravels? There's something unnerving about him, something primal. He doesn't chase attention, he doesn't beg for validation, he doesn't break under pressure. And that's exactly why people can't look away. Stillness is power. It's the warrior standing firm while others scramble. It's the king surveying the battlefield before a single move. It's Marcus Aurelius in his war tent, writing words that would outlive empires while chaos raged beyond the walls. A Stoic knows this. Motion without purpose is wasted life. Every flinch, every nervous habit, every uncalculated reaction, it's weakness bleeding out. When you move, move with purpose. When you speak, speak with force. When you react, don't. Let them fumble, let them stutter, let them drain themselves in meaningless action. But you become the storm they never see coming. You sit in absolute stillness, watching, waiting, until the moment your movement shakes the ground beneath them. Number 2. Speak less, say more. Most people talk to fill the void, as if noise can somehow mask their insecurities. They scatter words like confetti, desperate for approval, desperate to be heard. But here's the truth. Noise isn't power. Power lies in restraint. The most magnetic people, they don't speak because they have something to prove. They speak because they choose to. Their words are weapons, fewer, sharper, and always with intent. They understand that silence isn't weakness, it's dominance. Seneca, in his boundless wisdom, said, "A sword is useless in the hands of a fool." And what is speech, if not a sword in your hands? Most wield it recklessly, cutting aimlessly, drowning in their own endless chatter. But a master knows when to silence the blade, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Every pause, it's a challenge. It makes people feel the weight of your presence. A single glance, it has the power to pierce through the heart of a room, drawing them in, questioning what's unsaid, what's hidden beneath the surface. The world wants to hear you speak, but they need to feel you, to experience you. Words should never be a defense mechanism. They should never be a crutch for the weak. Let them burn like fire when you finally release them. Let them hit like a storm when they land. Stoics like Seneca knew the cost of speaking too much. He understood that speech should never be wasted. It should be earned. In the silence, you become more than just another voice in the crowd. You become the one they can't ignore, the one they can't stop thinking about. If you want to command respect, make your words rare, make them count. And when you do speak, let it shake the earth beneath their feet. Your silence should haunt them, leaving them wondering what you meant, what you could have said. But when you speak, make every word feel like a thunderclap. Make them feel it in their chest, not just in their ears. The most powerful men in history didn't fill the air with chatter. They controlled the air itself. They controlled the silence. And when they broke it, the world listened. So take a breath, step into the quiet, and let the world wonder. What is he thinking? What is he going to say next? And when the moment comes, make it unforgettable. Number 3. Control your facial expressions. Emotional leakage. That's the killer of all attraction. That little twitch of your face when someone insults you, or the way your eyes betray you when you hear something that shakes you. It's weakness laid bare. The world sees you crumble, and they know exactly where they can strike next. That's how you lose power, by letting the world see the storm inside you. Now, imagine this. A stoic's face. Unreadable. A mask, yes, but not cold, not dead, controlled. Every muscle, every twitch, every expression is a choice, a deliberate act of discipline. You know how to keep your emotions in check, how to show the world only what you want them to see. Epictetus, the master of Stoic wisdom, said it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And here's where the real power lies, in your ability to choose your response, to make your face the perfect reflection of your inner strength. No one can tear that down. When you control your face, you control the entire world around you. Every look, every shift, every expression is yours to command. No one can read you, no one can touch you, and the moment they can't crack the code, they're forced to come closer. They'll wonder, what's behind that calm? What's he really thinking? They'll be consumed by the need to know what's hidden beneath the surface. And that's the moment the power shifts. You become a fortress, an enigma they're desperate to understand. Because when you control your face, they can't control you. And that's when they become drawn to you in a way they can't explain. They don't even understand it themselves, but they need to figure you out. They crave it. And that craving, that's where attraction is born. This is deeper than just holding back emotions. It's about refusing to let anyone see your weakness. It's about maintaining the composure of a warrior standing on the battlefield, knowing that every single move matters. You choose to show nothing. You choose not to fall apart when the world tests you. You rise above it, calm and unshaken, like a rock in a raging storm. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That's the essence of true freedom. the ability to choose your response, to control your emotions, to stay steady when the world spins out of control. And when you master this, when you've built the discipline to keep your face locked in that calm, confident state, you become untouchable. You become the one they can't stop thinking about. You become the one they want to chase. And that's power in its purest, most magnetic form. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being unshakable. It's about the strength to face whatever life throws at you with nothing but unbroken resolve. This is your power. And when you've got it, people will look at you and wonder, who is this person? That's the kind of power that stays with them long after they walk away. That's the kind of attraction that sticks. Number 4, be unavailable strategically. You want to know the secret to becoming irresistible? Be the mystery. People don't crave what they can touch at every moment. They crave what they can't have. They crave absence. Yet most people, they're slaves to their own availability. Always texting, always calling, always showing up at the exact moment they're needed. Always there, always predictable, always the same. Here's the problem. Being predictable makes you invisible. The moment they know they can reach you anytime, you become a shadow. Your time, it means nothing. Your presence becomes empty air. But when you pull back, when you disappear for just a moment, that's when the magic happens. You create a void, and the moment there's a void, people fill it with desire. The more they wonder, the more they chase. Let them feel that ache of wondering where you are, what you're doing. Let them feel the sharp sting of your absence. This isn't a game. This is mastery. When you're always around, they forget you're a treasure. When you're gone, they remember how rare you are. You become a dream they can't touch, a force they can't control, a fire they can't put out. This isn't manipulation. This is power. True power lies in having the courage to say, I won't be here for you every time. I am worth more than that. Make them earn you. Make them work for it. Let them feel the absence like a physical blow, because when you show up, it will hit them like an electric shock. And this is where the Stoics shine. They understood that the more you give, the less you become. When you're constantly available, you drain your energy, and with it, your value. They didn't beg for attention. They commanded respect through silence, through space. The Stoic had control over his time. He chose when to be present, when to step back, and when to disappear. Because only in the silence does your true power grow. You are not at their beck and call. You don't owe anyone an instant response, a constant presence. You are the storm, and storms do not answer to the calm. Let them chase the shadow of your absence. Let them feel the heat of your silence. When you return, it will be like the earth cracking open. They will remember what it's like to want, to ache, to burn for your presence. You are not a convenience. You are an event. And events, true events, don't happen every day. Number 5, walk like you own the ground. Every step you take isn't just a movement, it's a declaration. It's the world asking, do you belong here? And with every inch of your body, with every stride, you answer with an unwavering yes. You either walk like the ground beneath your feet is yours by right, or you cower, retreat, and fade into the background. The difference, one man is unstoppable, the other is invisible. Straighten your back, stand tall, let your spine be the backbone of your belief. Don't move through life like a ghost, slinking through the shadows, hoping no one notices. No, you own this moment. You own the space you inhabit. Every step you take should shake the earth beneath you. Walk with the quiet confidence of a man who is no longer searching for validation because he has already forged it. You are not here to beg for attention. You are here to demand it. Remember, the Stoic knows this. The world does not control me. I control how I move within it. You are not a pawn in a game you can't control. The decisions you make, how you stand, how you carry yourself, are yours to command. And when you walk with this unshakable understanding, when you move as though you have already conquered your greatest enemy, yourself, you wield a power that no one can take from you. A true leader doesn't ask for space. He takes it. With every step, he carves his presence into the world around him. The Stoic walks knowing that the world is chaotic and unpredictable, but that it is his inner calm, his unmovable core, that will carry him through. He is not swayed by the storm outside because he has already mastered the storm within. His confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. It's an energy that commands attention just by being. This is how men of value move. They are not flashy, they don't seek admiration, and they don't apologize for existing. They own their space. They walk with the authority of someone who knows exactly who they are, exactly where they're going, and that nothing can stand in their way. They've learned what the Stoic teaches. The world may throw everything it has at me, but I will never falter. I will move through it, unbroken, unstoppable. When you walk, understand that your presence is the reflection of your inner power. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to scream. The world feels it in the way you move. You are the storm, and the storm doesn't ask for permission. It takes what it needs. Walk like you've already defeated your doubts. Walk like you've already conquered your fears. Walk like the man who has been through the fire and emerged stronger, sharper, and more dangerous than ever before. And when you move like the ground beneath your feet is already yours to command. Because a man who has mastered himself, who understands his worth, walks through life like a king who knows his crown is his by birthright. And when you move with that kind of unshakable truth, the world doesn't just notice, you imprint yourself on it. Unforgettable, indestructible, irresistible, the kind of power that people can't ignore, no matter how hard they try. Number 6. Don't react to insults. Ever. They come at you, don't they? The insults, the jabs, the little biting words meant to tear you down. You feel the sting. Your heart races. Your blood starts to boil. Your fist clenches. The impulse is there, to defend, to lash out, to show that they can't walk all over you. But let me make one thing clear. The moment you react, you lose. Not just in that instant, but in the war for your own power. Because once you respond, you've surrendered. You've given them the reins to your emotions. You've allowed them to dictate your state of mind. And that's a battlefield you never want to lose. But a Stoic is an unmovable force. The storm rages, but the Stoic stands solid, unwavering. Someone throws a harsh word. He doesn't even blink. Someone tries to provoke. He smirks, knowing they're beneath him. And you know what's terrifying about this kind of strength? It's not loud. It's not desperate. It's a silence that pierces through the noise of the world. It's unshakable. Think of it. What's the most powerful weapon you can have in this world? It's not a sharp tongue, not a clever comeback, not an ego on fire. It's the power to remain unmoved, to stand firm as the world throws its darts, its insults, its chaos your way. And you don't flinch, you don't react, you just keep moving forward. That's true power. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than anyone. He lived by this truth. It's not events that disturb us, but our judgment of them. The moment you let someone's words dictate your inner peace, you've let them win. You've handed over control to someone else. But here's the most mind-blowing part. When you stop reacting, people start respecting you in ways you've never imagined. They watch as you stand, unshaken, unaffected. They see a man who isn't dependent on the approval of others, a man who's anchored in something far stronger than ego or pride. You become a force they can't understand, but one they can't ignore. This is where your power lies. In choosing silence over rage, stillness over chaos, not because you're weak, not because you're afraid, but because you know that you are more than the words people throw at you. You are more than their attempts to provoke you. You are untouchable, real life. It's terrifying to witness. When someone stands tall, calm as the storm rages, when they refuse to engage, when they refuse to give in to the noise, you know that person is not like everyone else. They have mastered themselves, and that's a level of strength that cuts deeper than any insult. So remember this. When the world tries to drag you into its chaos, when the insults come, don't react. Don't defend yourself. Don't fire back. Stand still. Let them crumble under the weight of their own words. Let them see that you are a man of unshakable presence, a man who can't be moved. In the silence, you will find your power. In the stillness, you will find respect. And in the end, you will be the one who walks away, untarnished, untouched, and unforgettable. Number 7. Keep your voice calm and controlled. When the world is unraveling around you, when the storm of emotions is tearing at your soul, most men will let their voices rise, raw and uncontrolled. They'll shout, scream, and flail, allowing their deepest fears to take over. But not you, not the Stoic. A Stoic stands like a mountain, unmoved, unshaken. His voice is the quiet before the storm, calm, deliberate, unyielding. It is not loud, it is not frantic, it is power under control. When a Stoic speaks, every word carries the weight of 1,000 thoughts, carefully chosen, like stones laid in a perfect path. He doesn't need volume to command attention. He needs nothing but his unbreakable presence. You see, the secret of true power isn't in the noise. It's in the stillness. When you speak with control, when you hold your emotions in check, you demand more than just attention. You demand respect. You make them listen, not because you raise your voice, but because your voice is a force they cannot ignore. When you speak, the room falls silent. Every ear, every eye turns toward you, drawn by the magnetic force of your composure. A Stoic isn't afraid of silence. In fact, he welcomes it. The silence before he speaks is the silence of a man who has nothing to prove, who knows that true power doesn't shout. It whispers, it controls, it commands. The strength of his voice is in the weight of the words, the cadence of his tone, and the unshakable control that flows through him like molten steel. And when you speak, that voice, low, slow, deliberate, pierces the air like a blade cutting through fog. You become the man others can't forget, not because you're loud, but because you are unstoppable. You're the one they remember, not the one they hear, the one who stays unbroken, even when the world around him crumbles. This is the power you wield when you control your voice. You become a man of substance, someone who can't be rattled by anything. No circumstance, no emotion, no fleeting moment can steal that from you. So next time you speak, remember this. Power doesn't come from raising your voice. It comes from lowering it, bringing your words to life with such gravity that every ear listens, every heart stops, and the world around you pauses in awe. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the way of the man who controls himself in a world that's lost control. And that, my friend, is a voice that echoes forever. Number 8. Make people earn your attention. Most people hand out their attention like scraps to the wind, nodding at every word, laughing at empty jokes, filling silence with meaningless chatter just to feel included. They act as if their focus is worthless, as if their presence is something to be scattered and spent without a second thought. And that's exactly why they're overlooked, forgotten, taken for granted. But the ones who command respect, they move differently. They don't chase conversations. They don't flinch at awkward silences. They don't waste breath on empty words or entertain people who drain their energy. Their attention is scarce, and because of that, it's worth everything. The Stoics knew this. What you give your focus to shapes your entire existence. Waste it on distractions, on people who add nothing to your life, and you erode your own power. Seneca warned us, people guard their money, but let anyone steal their time. But what's more precious than time? Your mental fortress, your presence, your undivided focus. And yet, how often do you let others pull you into their nonsense? How many times have you let someone steal your energy, your clarity, your peace, without them even earning it? Every time you entertain the trivial, you betray yourself. Every time you let distractions own you, you become weaker. The wise don't beg for attention. They don't seek validation. They become the gravity that pulls others in. They speak when it matters, and when they do, people listen, because they've built their words, their presence, their very existence into something rare, something you can't just access whenever you please. In a world where everyone is screaming to be seen, the true power lies in silence, in selectivity, in making your attention a privilege, not a given. Stop throwing your energy into the void. Stop giving people access to you just because they ask for it. Lock your focus down like a fortress. Make them earn it. Make them prove they're worth your time. Because once you do, you'll see it clearly. When you stop giving your attention away, the world starts chasing you. And that, my friend, is real, unshakable power. Number 9. Maintain mystery, always. The second they think they know you, you become ordinary, predictable. Another open book gathering dust on the shelf of their mind. But a man who cannot be fully grasped. A man who keeps his depths unseen. He lingers, he haunts, he stays burned into memory like an unfinished story that begs to be unraveled. A Stoic walks this path with quiet dominance. He does not explain himself. He does not beg to be understood. He moves like a storm on the horizon, felt, feared, but never fully seen until it's too late. He speaks only when his words can strike like lightning, and when he's silent, his presence alone grips the air. Never hand yourself over too easily. Never let them trace the full map of your soul. Keep them searching, keep them questioning. What's behind that unreadable gaze? What thoughts roam in that silent mind? Where will he strike next? Because the moment they stop wondering, they stop feeling. You become background noise, forgotten in the blur of the ordinary. But if they can't pin you down, if you remain just out of reach, you will live in their minds like an unsolved mystery. They will replay your words, dissect your glances, turn your silence into obsession. This is not deception. This is control. Power lies in restraint, in the art of revealing just enough to leave them starving for more. The man who speaks less owns the room. The man who moves in silence holds the strings. The man who reveals nothing cannot be broken, cannot be played, cannot be discarded. So vanish when they expect you to stay. Speak when they expect you to be silent. Give them just enough to crave the rest. Because when they think they finally have you, that's when you disappear, leaving nothing but the echo of your presence, impossible to erase. Number 10. Be unshakable under pressure. Life will break most men. It will hit them where it hurts, ripping away their pride, their comfort, their sense of control. It will shove them into storms they never asked for, pin them under the weight of chaos, and watch as they crumble, gasping for air. And most will. They'll shatter like cheap glass, fold like wet paper, their spirits caving under the pressure. They'll beg for mercy, lash out in fear, or retreat into numbness, hiding behind excuses, distractions, and empty words. But then there's the other kind of man, the one who does not break, the one who, when the storm rages, does not tremble. When betrayal stings, he does not beg. When the world spits in his face, he does not whimper. This man, this rare force, does not let the world dictate his strength. He dictates it himself. He is the storm. Epictetus knew this. A man born a slave, beaten, stripped of control, yet he never let them own his mind. You can chain my body, but my soul is mine. That's the essence of the unshakable man. He doesn't ask for an easy life. He doesn't pray for calm seas. He wants the storm, because he knows that's where real men are made. Pain? He welcomes it. Pressure? He hardens under it. Chaos? He moves through it like a war machine, unaffected, unstoppable. Because nothing is more terrifying to the weak, more magnetic to the strong, than a man who cannot be broken. This isn't a trick. This isn't a game. Silent attraction is raw, unshakable power. It's the difference between a man who begs for attention and a man who demands it without a single word. When you stop seeking validation, everything shifts. Your presence weighs more. Your silence says more. You don't need to prove anything, because you are the proof. They feel it in the way you walk, the way you look at them, the way you carry yourself like a man who's already won. Master these habits, and you won't just be noticed. You'll haunt them. Your absence will be louder than any man's words. Your presence will be something they can't shake off, something that lingers long after you're gone. So if this woke something up in you, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to stop chasing and start becoming. And remember, power doesn't plead. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need permission. It just is.